Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Israeli warplanes and helicopters have attacked the Gaza Strip for a third day in a row. More than 310 Palestinians have been killed since Saturday and 1,400 wounded. Saturday was the deadliest day in Gaza since Israel's occupation of the territory in 1967. Israel's defense minister, Ehud Barak, said today Israel is in a, quote, all-out war against Hamas. Israel's bombed every major town in Gaza, including Gaza City, Khan Yunis, Rafah, and is now threatening to launch a ground invasion as Israeli troops and tanks move to the border. On Sunday, the Israeli cabinet called up 6,500 reserve forces. Overnight, Israeli warplanes bombed Gaza's Interior Ministry and the Islamic University in Gaza City. A separate Israeli bombing killed 4 young Palestinian girls from the same family. Palestinian officials say at least 22 children have been killed and more than 235 children have been wounded since Saturday. Israel says the attacks are necessary in order to stop Hamas from firing rockets into southern Israel. Earlier today, one Israeli died after a Palestinian missile hit the town of Ashkelon. 14 Israelis were wounded in the missile strike. The Israeli fatality is the second since the airstrikes began on Saturday. On Sunday, Israeli Foreign Minister Tzipi Livni said Hamas should be condemned by the international community for firing rockets into Israel.
And excuse me, I cannot accept something like we call both sides to halt their violence or to stop their military actions. There is no both sides in this. There is one designated terrorist organization which controls Gaza Strip, which spreads its agenda of hatred, that cannot accept our right to live.
Hamas spokesperson Fawzi Barhoum accused the Israeli government of carrying out a Holocaust of the Palestinian people.
Today is a Holocaust and a massacre day that Livni had internationally and regionally campaigned for, so she can commit to this Holocaust and this massacre. This is a public massacre for our Palestinian people in Gaza. All the casualties are policemen, women, children, elderly.
On Saturday, the exiled political leader of Hamas, Khaled Mashal, called for a third intifada, or uprising, against Israeli forces. Hospital officials in Gaza say they're overwhelmed with the number of casualties. Hospitals have been unable to get needed medical supplies into Gaza for more than a year because of the Israeli blockade. Protests against the Israeli attacks have been held throughout the Arab world, Europe, and the United States. The United Nations Security Council Sunday issued a non-binding statement calling for an immediate halt to all violence in the Gaza Strip and for Israel to open the border crossings for aid supplies. This is Nevin Drika, the UN Security Council president.
The members of the Council called for all parties to address the serious humanitarian and economic needs in Gaza and to take necessary measures, including opening of border crossings, to ensure the continuous provision of humanitarian supplies, including supplies of food, fuel, and provision of medical treatment.
Here in the U.S., Republican and Democratic leaders voiced support for Israel's actions. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, quote, when Israel is attacked, the United States must continue to stand strongly with its friend and Democratic ally. A White House spokesperson said, quote, these people are nothing but thugs. Israel is going to defend its people against terrorists like Hamas. The Jerusalem Post reports the Israeli Air Force has been using a new U.S.-made bunker buster missile in its attack on Gaza. Earlier this year, Congress allowed the Bush administration to sell 1,000 of the GBU-39 bunker buster bombs to Israel.